Tell people that these phones are entry level. Companies should do that. Content creators should do that. Their advertisement and their marketing boys should do that. The ones that they hired online. Tell people that as you are buying this phone, the processor is not that strong, it's weak. So temper your expectations so that people, as they are buying it, they would know. Hello and welcome to another video. My name is Jeffrey. This is the Inquisitive Universe, and today I want to talk about a very pressing matter. This one is very pressing. Companies should put warning labels on entry-level phones. I think it's important. I don't know why people haven't spoken about this since. Entry-level phones should have a warning label. They should. Because, I'm going to talk about that further on maybe. But a lot of new companies have come into Nigeria. Yeah? Poco, Realme, HMD, ZTE. And they flooded the market with entry-level phones. That's not even talk about the old heads that are here. Techno, Infinix, Itel, Redmi, Oppo, Vivo. They've been here before for a long time. I don't want to mention brands that have simply gone off kilter, like Umidigi, for example. Yeah. There are a lot of entry-level phones all over. And when you see the marketing, our content creators don't even help matters at all. I was speaking to a friend of mine, Craig. Craig writes for me on the Inquisitive Universe. If you haven't been, inquisitiveuniverse.com, you should probably check out my website. If you haven't been, you're probably missing out a lot. There's a lot of information there, all the way back to 2020. Right? A lot of backstories that a lot of people are missing. Yeah, they're on the website, so you can, in your free time, if you know you don't really have anything doing, you have time to burn, just go check out the website, inquisitiveuniverse.com. Right? I was speaking to Craig, and Craig was like, why is it that a lot of people are buying entry-level phones? And I'm like, it's two things. It's one, the marketing. Two, it's willful ignorance. So on the part of the people who use these phones, they believe that, most upon the time, I also believed it too, that phone and phone, just buy one use. Why they buy expensive phone? Why are you buying expensive phones when all phones are the same? Just pick one and use. It's not the same cameras, it's not the same this. What is special? They're all the same rectangular blocks. Then over time, you get exposed and you realize that, man, that was a very silly position to hold. But there are people who still hold these positions and will die on that hill till tomorrow. They won't give it up. That all phones are the same. And then they go out and then they buy the first thing they see. They look for the cheapest one. Oh, and the painful thing now is that inflation has skewed everything. Right? Some people still think 100,000 is a decent amount of money, so they go out and they buy a 100,000 naira phone. And the 100,000 naira phone is skipping and lagging and cannot open Zoom for more than 30 minutes without forcing itself to shut down. Right? One of the more popular local affordable Kinicom brands like that. I have a grand uncle who uses that phone. Man is in his late 60s now, and he's always telling me, this phone is always telling me this process is off, that process is off, this one keeps shutting down. I'm like, Daddy, your phone your phone is entry level. Which one is entry level again? It's a weak phone. Some of all these things you are putting inside, the phone cannot carry it. He's like, don't tell me that. I bought this phone for 100 and something plus. I'm like, that is just it. I didn't make the phones. There's really no need to get mad at me. People don't know. There are some people who are totally ignorant, like the older generation, my parents' generation. They don't know that. They don't. So let's come back and let's talk about companies and content creators. Like these phones, tell people. I always go out of my way to tell people, entry level, this is entry level, this is budget. This is entry level, this is budget, this is mid-range. You watch, you can go through go pick any big content creator, scroll through their channel, pick out any entry level phone that they've talked about. They will gloss over the fact that the SoC system, they'll tell you that if you know you are a light user, this is good for you. It's entry level. It's entry level. And entry level phones will struggle, especially if they, I don't know if it's the companies that do it sometimes, but over time you see that with updates and patches and even the apps getting updated, even WhatsApp, there are some phones that now struggle to run WhatsApp because WhatsApp is adding more and more functionality. This is not the WhatsApp of 10 years ago, from 2015 and so, that you could run inside that small Nokia C2 feature phone that had button. Nah, you can't try it again. WhatsApp is a bona fide app, big app. Maybe they should even start doing WhatsApp Lite because WhatsApp is stopping on some people's phones. Tell people that these phones are entry level. Companies should do that. Content creators should do that. Their advertisement and their marketing boys should do that. The ones that they hired online. Tell people that as you are buying this phone, the processor is not that strong, it's weak. So temper your expectations so that people, as they are buying it, they would know. I honestly believe that if you tell people that entry-level phones are weak and that would give them problems in the long run, I think people will be willing to spend a bit more to get budget phones. You know, those Helio G80, Snapdragon 680, thereabout, Unisoc T606, T610, T612 phones. People would spend more. In fact, I think that would even raise the bar of entry level all the way up to budget, and then, you know, everything else would follow like that. But bringing phones with entry-level processors and then selling it for people, Unisoc T SC9863A, on like that on some people's phone that is struggling badly. I mean, sometimes there are some people's phones I handle and I can't really wait because I am so used to my phone being snappy and responding to me quickly. I'm like, how do people use these phones? Entry-level phones should have a warning label. But since the companies are not willing to do it, and since content creators are not willing to do it, then you yourself, as you're watching me, go out there and inform people. Tell them that this phone is entry level. It's entry level. And tell them to buy phones that are good for them. It's not necessarily about brand. I've told people using brands to think of smartphones is a very, very dumb way of thinking about smartphones. Use phone to think of smartphones. Go to that phone, look at that phone, the specs, and say, this phone is good for me or not. Don't go and buy entry-level phone from a brand that you like because the brand. That's my message. Thank you very much for coming. Please make sure to like, subscribe, and share small actions like yours that help small channels like mine grow. What do you think of this topic? Are you going to go out and tell people, or am I overreaching? Please let me know. I'm always looking forward to feedback. Thank you very much. I'll see you in the next one.